Hello, everyone, and welcome to Fear on the High Seas, written by Ryland Mason, narrated by me, Brian Shepard. Chapter 2. Justin. Morning meetings are never fun. It's where you typically hear the boss talking about things that really don't pertain to you, so you end up daydreaming. This was just one of those particular days, as Justin sat in the back of the meeting room of his company, Dark Labs, where his boss rambled on about various characters for the first expansion pack set to release at the end of the upcoming calendar year. The largest pre-orders for the main fantasy role-playing game, RPG, named Dragon Wand, was due to release in 2 days. It was a very important meeting, and information that Justin should be aware of. However, his mind was in a different place. With this game development cycle and challenging timelines, his mind was checked out and urged for a break, where his thoughts were that of a beautiful tropical island with warm, sandy beaches, soaking up the calming sounds of the ocean waves and the occasional seagull. No. Justin thought to himself. No ocean for me. Why not something else, like a tour of Ireland or something that I could just fly to? He let out a loud sigh, and people started to look at him. Panic set in, as he thought they caught him not paying attention, until his boss repeated his name, asking him to join him up front as part of the presentation. As Justin stood up and walked to the front of the meeting room, his boss, John, spoke aloud to the team and started his speech by saying, "People, do I have some very good news to share with you, and it's all because of this guy's hard work. Justin, come up here, buddy." John put an arm around Justin's shoulders with enthusiasm. Justin, still in a haze and breaking from his daydream, looked over at his best friend and coworker Chance, who happened to be sitting in the front row. Chance just simply smiled at him. A sign to Justin to calm down and that everything was okay. John started to speak again, which had Justin's full attention. "Because of your hard work and the new contract you landed with Gamers Unite magazine, our ad has generated a fantastic buzz about our game and has caused huge increase within our pre-orders by nearly 30% just this morning. As a thank you for your hard work on this project, I feel you deserve a vacation, Justin." Justin just stood there, a little stumped for words and very surprised. Wow. Thank you, John. I don't know what else to say." Justin proceeded back to his seat as he thought to himself, a vacation? How ironic. Shortly thereafter, the meeting concluded, and the team left the room and made their way back to their cubicles. As Justin approached his cube, he found Chance lounging at his desk in the chair with his feet up. In a joking, friend-based way, Justin said aloud to him, "Chance, really? What can I do for you? Maybe a Mai Tai, or some hors d'oeuvres, maybe to have you get your feet off my desk and stop smiling." Pausing for a moment, Justin thought and asked Chance, "Wait, why are you smiling?" Chance handed him a white envelope with his name on it, saying, "I wanted to say congrats. You worked hard and slept like crap to get that contract for the new ad." Chance gave Justin a smirk and glanced at the envelope, hoping to find out what it said inside. Justin opened the envelope and began to read the letter from the company. "What does it say?" Chance asked. "Wow, I've received a bonus and cruise tickets on a new ship that is sailing the Caribbean. I can't do that. That's crazy. Me in the middle of the ocean? I can't even swim. And there's no way I would be able to get the time off for this. On top of the fact it sails in 2 days?" As he muttered his words quickly and aloud, he started pacing back and forth. "All lame excuses, my friend. You should do it. Live a little. Where's that adventurous Justin I know? And what do you need to swim for? You're on a boat. Who knows? Maybe Jeb will enjoy himself for once and not be a crab. Get it? Crab, as in the ocean? Okay, never mind. The point is, you deserve this more than anything." Chance stood there and embraced his friends as tears started rolling down Justin's face. Something else was going on in Justin's life that he hadn't been told. Spill. What's the matter with you? Jeb cheated on me with his ex. I walked in on them. Trying to hold back the tears, Justin continued. I kicked him out and have not heard from him since. After 2 years, why now? He never said anything to me about not being happy. Chance stood there in amazement. Why didn't you tell me? I would have kicked his butt out the door for you. And while you may find this hard to hear at this particular moment, Jeb was not the one for you. He was a sleazeball, and there were so many times I wanted to say something more, but for the respect that you had for your relationship, I held back my thoughts, and I didn't convey what I really wanted to say. Right now, the more important thing is that you're going on a cruise, so you better start packing. And it's another way for you to clear your head and take a step back. Wiping back his tears and looking up at Chance, he responded back by saying, I didn't say anything because I was still trying to process what happened. And there's no way that I want to go on this cruise. I told you, I'm scared of being in the middle of the ocean. That's why I'm going to as your +1, looking at him with this contagious smile. I'll be there to make sure you're okay and can enjoy yourself and not go stir crazy or continue to think about recent events. It's time for you, mister, to take a break from the stress at work and events in your life and do a self-reset with some rest and relaxation, forgetting about all this stuff going on. Justin looked at Chance for a moment with his mouth ready to say no. Yet he closed his mouth and smiled. Well, tropical beaches, sunshine, ocean, and a big boat do sound nice, as red flags were being raised in Justin's head. But yet he knew that Chance was right. He needed this vacation more than anything, and to have his friend join him made it even better. The only thing left was that Justin would have to clear all of this with John in the morning, since the two of them would be out of the office. For now, it was time to venture home. I hope that everyone is enjoying the book so far. I'm just going to pause for a moment and just say I hope that everyone has read or listened to Chapter 1 and met Captain Eric Moore as we begin this journey. So here we are with Chapter 2. And I have to apologize because I am not a professional narrator. I may talk on radio or do, live shows on Facebook, but reading this stuff, oh my Lord, I've probably been here for like 2 hours trying to record this chapter. So it takes a lot of patience and rereads and stuff like that. So anyways, don't forget, you can follow Rylan Mason on Instagram, author r.mason. You can also read along. If you prefer reading the chapter, you can go to rylanmason.com and read chapters 1 and 2. Or if you prefer, you can continue listening here on all of the audio platforms that it releases on. So thanks for listening. I'm going to keep going, and I can't wait for chapter 3. So look out for that pretty soon. All right, here we go. Saying goodnight to everyone, Justin proceeded to start his 15-minute walk to his apartment building. As he approached the building and entered the lobby, Justin took the elevator up to the 4th floor to where his 1-bedroom apartment was. It was a beautiful place and well-maintained, but it did cost an arm and a leg to rent due to its proximity to the beach. However, the beach and its view of the ships or ocean was not the primary reason for taking the place, but more of the walking distance to his job. But Justin always felt the need to justify that point and purpose, as he looked around at his empty place now that Jeb wasn't there to come home to. As Justin thought to himself, more in solitude after his recent chat with Chance, Jeb was a jerk. Jeb was supposed to be the one, or so Justin thought. Yet it seems Jeb wanted someone younger. Justin, being 39, was not old by any means. Hell, Jeb was 45. Still, to walk in on something like that is not something anyone should have to go through. Since that night, Justin has been sleeping on the couch. and uncomfortable with the bedroom. As Justin began to get ready for the night, he found his way to the fridge to get something to eat, to only stay up and watch various channels on television. He rummaged through his fridge, finding some leftover Chinese food from the night before. While sitting there with his food and engrossed in the television channels, Justin caught himself staying on one channel in particular, the Adventure Channel. What caught his attention to this show was a guy touring the Caribbean with the locals. The sun, sights, and people, there were a lot of people around him, seemingly warm and inviting as he carried on telling everyone about the culture. In 2 days, Justin would be getting on a ship for the first time and going right there, a new place where he never thought he would. Somehow, seeing this program made him realize there is more to life than sulking on the couch and eating leftovers. There are adventures awaiting for him out there, and not to be afraid. Suddenly, Justin realized and blurted aloud to his empty apartment to himself, "Crap, I'm supposed to be packing for the trip." Quickly, placing the food down on the table near the couch, he darted for the closet. What am I supposed to wear anyway? Another invisible conversation with himself, as he now was standing in his closet trying to figure out what he should be bringing. To help with his decisions, Justin called Chance on his cell phone, as he continued to pull and pack his luggage to make sure he was bringing the correct clothing with him to this new place and vacation. "I suggest shorts, short-sleeve shirts, a couple dress shirts, and pants for sit-down dinner, and of course your most comfortable pair of shoes. Hey, maybe some flip-flops, and of course you know the rest," Chance said while on speakerphone. "Okay, good thing I kept my luggage from college, otherwise I would have been screwed. I think I have everything sorted and ready to go. Tomorrow I plan on grabbing some sunscreen. Are you all ready and packed?" he asked, knowing full well Chance was packed and ready to set sail. "Of course I am, and now that you are, I will say goodnight and I will see you at work," Chance replied as he said goodnight and hung up the phone. Now that his luggage was set, Justin proceeded to shower and get ready to head to bed, as he had an early morning and needed to talk to his boss John about the time off. Justin knew he would not have a problem getting the time, yet something wanted to make sure he would go. Walking to work, Justin stopped at the local cafe and grabbed his latte and pastry like he always does, around 6:30, and by the same barista that always flirts with him when making his order. He told Justin that it's his beautiful red hair that makes him stand out. Justin smiled and thought to himself, "Damn, that red hair. I always hated it, yet now it does not seem so bad." Justin left the cafe and entered his workplace, proceeding down the halls to his cubicle to get ready for the day and his upcoming chat with John. John's office was not that far. You could see through the large windows, and a quick peek showed John at his desk already. Good, Justin thought. He's here. Let's do this. Justin dropped off his messenger bag and morning breakfast at his desk, walked over to John's door, knocking lightly. "Come in." "Just me, John," Justin said as he opened and peered around the door. "I was wondering if you had a minute to talk." Walking over and sitting down in front of him. "Sure, what's up? Wait, is this about the cruise? Because if it is, you're all set to go. The company would not have given you that if we did not intend on letting you go. Have fun, drink for me, and enjoy the sun," easing Justin's nerves. "Thank you, John. I am excited to go. It seems I won't be going alone. Chance will be tagging along to make sure I have a good time. So he says." And the conversation continued. After what was all about 15 minutes, Justin returned to his desk, happy everything was working out, and soon he would be on vacation. He just had to make sure it lasted through the rest of the day. The next morning, the time had finally arrived where he was able to board the majestic Coral. It was docked, sitting there right in front of him, and waiting for passengers as he gazed at its glory. He met up with Chance at the terminal. They were set and ready to go as passengers began the